the orange breeches. I know we've covered it before, but when you showed up, there was purple and no rhyme or reason.
We were chameleons. We didn't know. I didn't know. I really didn't know what we were. I really didn't. I called a meeting, and I brought Tim Beret in, Jeff Davis, somebody else, and because I really had no idea. I was like, I just want to know what is the tradition? What is our uniform here? I mean, to me, the uniform was just whatever we voted on that week. It was just whatever it was, and I didn't know, and I just knew once I kind of got started in '09, I just want to have some consistency. I'm so tired of having to talk about our uniform every week. It's like, oh my God, you talk about wasted energy every single week. Can we wear this? And it's like, can we just worry about what matters and let's get it. And that's what I came from. I mean, there was no discussion about a uniform where I came from for 13 years. You didn't even talk about it. So I wanted to just kind of create that consistency and that mindset. And so sat down and looked at old pictures and old things. We're like, oh, okay. Well, all right, so this is what we should be. What's what we're going to do? And so we ended up, the numbers and the balls and how we did all that stuff. And then I said, and there was a orange britches tradition that kind of was something that was unique to Clemson, and I didn't want to lose that. So we just kind of said, all right, well, we'll wear the orange pants when there's some type of championship on the line. If there's not, we ain't wearing them. So that was just kind of what we started in '09. We actually, ironically, wore them in my very first win. That was kind of, I needed something that was a championship. Trust me, we're probably not here if it wasn't for that win 10 years ago. And but so in '09 we kind of started that consistency, and then obviously the purple has been a part of our history too, and so we kind of incorporated that into military appreciation as a way to embrace that part of our uniform, but honor the military, and so it's been that. We don't have any questions. There's no drama or any of that stuff. So it's been good.
So you get to wear the orange breeches for the second time at Boston College. Is that right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I don't think we've worn them since that first game that I remember. And so it's pretty. Cause we got a lot at stake. You win this one, they hand you a trophy. So it's a big deal.
Coach, we're in award season now. Trevor Lawrence named as a Davey O'Brien Award semifinalist. Not even Deshaun did that. Hunter Renfro, a finalist for the Burlsworth Award, which is an award for former walk-ons.
Yes.
How poetic is that?
I didn't know that.
How poetic is that for you, being a former walk-on guy?
It's awesome. I think I tried to vote him like 3 years in a row. I tried to vote him for that. But you got to be a senior and all that stuff. And it's pretty cool to have a guy that qualifies. That's a great award. And I used to talk to Tim about it all the time, or who we got that qualifies for this, and there's certain things you got to meet, and he's the epitome of that award. I think the kid played it at Arkansas, I believe, where he played, and was drafted, and I think there was a tragic death, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was a car wreck. Car wreck. And I read the story one time several years ago, but that's a really neat honor, and certainly he's incredibly qualified for that. I didn't know about Trevor though. That's good.
Do you see a little bit of yourself in Renfro, kind of like how you were as a player?
I do in a lot of ways. In that he's definitely a way better player than I was, but he's just his how he kind of goes about his business. He gets along with everybody. He's a great teammate. I like to think that I had all those same attributes and qualities. I worked hard. I took what I had and maximized it, and I think he does all of those things for sure. I like to think I had great hands. He has great hands. I would have loved to have played in an offense like this for sure. But just a kid that's driven, a kid that believes in himself. I see a lot of those same things, but he's a way better player than I ever thought about being.
Tying the Hunter and the uniforms together, he tells the story about his first time he saw that 13 jersey hanging in his locker. and that kind of solidified to him that he was a part of the team. And the story behind the number 13 jersey and the guys like Adam and
Yeah,
Tyler.
you know, that's just kind of come on, taking a life of its own somehow or another. You know, I guess it started off with Grish, and I remember Humphreys came in after Grish, and I swear I thought Grisham was still here. I used to tell Grisham when he was with the Steelers, I'm like, Grish, I promise you could come back, dress out in Adam's uniform, don't ever take your helmet off, and he's a clone. I mean, we used to joke about that all the time. I would send him clips of I'm like, it's like watching the same guy. It was crazy. And so, because I think Adam was maybe 16 his first year, I think, and then switched over to 13. And then when he left, you know, Hunter was right there, kind of that next slot guy. So it's kind of been the tradition of its own, if you will, and we've got a good thing going there.
Dabo, on the topic of guys being fresh late in the year, Kendall Joseph might be maybe the best example of that. 378 snaps now. 2 years ago, through 9 games, he took 560. How staggering is the difference?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, especially when you're a veteran team. You know, these guys have played a lot of football. You know, I mean, Mitch has played 3,380 snaps, and I know he's the all-time guy, but a guy like Kendall's played a lot of snaps, and so to be able for them in their 5th year, some of them their 4th year, like a Clee, to be able to, you know, over the course of the season, get them the work that they need, but keep a lot of tread on the tire for this time of season. I think it's great, and hopefully that'll pay dividends for us.
Coach, how has Mark Fields looked in practice last
He's good.
couple
He's
days?
practiced all week. He's had no issues. We tested him on Monday, and he's looked great all week.
Hugo was wearing a brace on his kicking leg. Was that on Saturday? Was that just precautionary?
Well, just from the
Getting hit.
He got hit down there in Tallahassee, so he just put the brace back on.
Other injuries? Anybody good?
No, I think we're good. I think everybody's a full go for Boston. We had the guys that didn't make the Tallahassee trip, Falcinelli, and Backhorst last week was limited. So we got all those guys back. Everybody should be on the trip.
Trevor had the fumble on Saturday on the mesh on the RPO. Same thing happened in the Syracuse game, I think. Is that just a matter of him waiting a little bit too long, or is it on both those guys?
Yeah, well, the one in the Syracuse game? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That was red and wrong signal. That was a different deal, and then the other one was Trevor. He got it back. It just being clean with the exchange. That's all. It's definitely something that can cost you. And then I think the other one was on Lin J. With I think Chase was in there on that. We actually put the ball on the ground a couple times last week. We lost that one, but we got it back. Great effort from Chase and all those guys, and Cannon Smith came up with the fumble recovery. So that one we just got a first down, but we backed it up a little bit. But the one with Trevor, he got back, so we were very fortunate.
We were talking about the offensive line the other day. Coach Adazio said in the teleconference this morning that how impressed he was with the play of your offensive line this season. Is that about as high praise as they can get from a guy like him?
Oh yeah, he's an OL guy, and he says we're the best team in the history of mankind. Don't take the cheese, right? I mean, we're a good team, and they're a good team. So, I appreciate the compliments, and we've complimented them, but it's two good teams that are going to battle it out, and be fun to watch.
Going back poison?
Yeah, rat poison. Yeah. That was a rat poison.
Going back to Kendall, can you talk about his development this year as a senior and the leadership that he's provided and the glue that he is to that defense?
Yeah, Kendall just kind of, he just is a quiet leader. He's so dependable. He's steady. He's consistent. He's always very prepared. He plays hard. He's not a look at me kind of guy. He's just blue collar. he's a really good football player, and he's done a great job for us, and he's been healthy too all year, so that's been awesome. But he's a guy that we need to play well on Saturday, and we need him to play well for us to have the type of finish that we want to have. And he's just very experienced and knows what it takes, and I think he's really enjoyed his senior season.
Thanks, Coach.